Everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor. Let's go ahead and get in here. We're going to do this fight. It's going to be Isabella von Karstein, Legendary Campaign, March 2019. Steel Faith overall mod. Loving it. I'm hooked on this campaign, man. This is hype. I haven't been this hype about a campaign for a while. It's like every episode is a great fight. And I just love the vampire counts, man. I don't know. Isabella in particular is a pretty fun playstyle. Because you can occupy most territories near you. Some, you know, some pretty fun, like interactive, interesting fights. There are like really cool landmark buildings you can get that are kind of far away from you, so you can kind of work towards them that are neat. Like the there's one if you get to Corone. There's one if you get Altdorf. There might be other ones I don't even know about. So there's some, like Kislev has something I think too. Midland, I think, has something. There might be some other stuff on the other side of the world, too. I don't know. Pretty sweet, though. Alright. Just grabbed a couple of snacks I might eat in between. Oh, we're just waiting on intern or something. Nothing's going on. Probably should go to sleep here soon, but you know what? I'm in the zone. Keep going. Probably not going to use these as fight. So the dwarves definitely have a better wall defense than yeah, vampire counts. We were siege earlier, but it's not gonna matter, I don't think. They don't even have everyone up on the walls? Okay, now they do.
At once!
Bring these out here, try to draw them out a little bit.
Your desire?
With haste!
At once!
Not the quarrelers. Do not want quarrelers firing on us. Oh, okay, they got some.
Necromancer.
It's just the whatever. There's a little. Just trying to like get them not to fight, or not to take out these towers. Yeah, that was probably a bit far. Yeah, we took 2 minutes.
Swiftly! At once! Swiftly! Swiftly! At once! Swiftly! At once! Swiftly! We surpass Nagash! Swiftly! At once!
She doesn't have the hunger, so we gotta be a little more careful. Okay.
Descendant. I drink their blood! Quickly! Excellent! Do not mock me! Bow before me! At once!
Now!
Noble of the
Get up there,
night!
get up there. Come on. Let's go. Go.
End them! Swiftly! At once! Swiftly! Carstine's march! Swiftly!
A new order comes.
At once!
That's so smart.
Your time has come!
Very good. That is why.
That's a huge advantage in the sieges with these bar guys over the Cryptors. Cryptors have to beat down the door, and now that they no longer have door breaker, it's not as good. So, like, these bar guys are way better on sieges. Actually, get up here. Because usually large monsters can't get up on top unless they can fly.
Lead them! Death to the living! For Isabella! Swiftly! Swiftly! I will do this! I am darkness!
Okay, I mean, that thing's almost out of ammo at this point.
Curse appears! Vampire! Death to the living! What? We are the new order! At once! We are immortal!
Glad they made me fight this. They just really underestimate these vampires, man. I mean, they're for real. Like, there are some other campaigns where I was like, this, you know, this hero's all right. What was it most recently? Oh, I was talking about the nobles for the high elves. People were like, oh, the hero's really good. It's okay, man. It's not a vampire. Vampires are definitely, with the exception of some casters, some other casters that have really, like, overpowered buffs, and they've nerfed a lot of that stuff in Steel Faith too. They've nerfed vampires too, sort of like a nerf slash buff. They gave them the movement speed, but they took away their growth, and they took away some of their other stuff. But they're still really good. Versus, like, I think the tree, they nerfed the elves quite a bit. Maybe not directly, but like the elves have such low HP. The tree thing for the elves, the
Carstines are the true
little dudes that give you like extra melee attack for your army are pretty good. But I still think they're not as good as. I'm trying to think of something that's better. I mean, like the plague monk is really good, but that's because of their, or the plague priest or whatever. That's because they're magic.
Vampire. All life must end.
I can't think of better vampires, especially with Isabella, where she gets the crazy discount, huge buffs for them. I mean, they just never die. Like, you have to burst them hard. You have to have a lot of focus fire, burst damage, big, heavy-hitting things that can just outpace their regeneration. They have 2 forms of internal regeneration. that don't require any resources, and then you can also heal them with Mehek on top of that. And you can heal them with a corpse cart if you have one of those. And you can heal them with a, it's not Reliquary of Souls, I don't remember what it's called, but the big soul thing, you can heal them with that too, so you can get like 5 different forms of regen on them. That's why I love them in multiplayer. They're just like the ultimate late game machines. Like if the fight went long, you were winning most of the time. Of course, I haven't played multiplayer in years. I don't know what's hot and what's not these days. I could try it out. I mean, if all I did was the channel, if I didn't actually teach at a university, if I didn't have a wife and a kid, if I wasn't like supposed to be working on my dissertation, you know, there's a lot more stuff I could do with the channel. But I think I do a fairly good job of putting out good content despite all that stuff. Okay, that's it. Multiplayer was fun, but it was kind of frustrating too, because there's a lot of like, I know I talk about this almost every campaign. There are a lot of exploits in the matchmaking that were weird. Like you could just leave anytime you wanted if you didn't like the matchup. It's like you're just fishing for a good matchup. You know, like back in the day, if it was like Empire against like dwarves or something, a heavily favored Empire, but Empire against Vampire Counts was more 50-50. I think it was Empire and Vampire Counts were the two strongest. Back before the release of Wood Elves. That's how long it's been since I played. It's like with the original factions in the game and Chaos. I think Beastmen were out. But they may have balanced or changed some of that stuff around. And you could just like leave the game and not get a loss. Matchmaking was wacky. I was like ranked 700 and I got placed against like the number 3 guy. I did beat him. It was a really good fight, but you see people with like 80, 90% win rates near the top. You know, somebody would be like 150 and 15 or something. It's like, you know that guy's drop hacking or whatever, you know, like just leaving when he's going to lose. Okay, we're just going to do same drill, loot and occupy.
Massacre them!
Terrifying Mask of E. Okay, everything. Actually, these cause terror. They only cause fear. Actually, I don't have that much terror right now. I only have these. Although maybe getting that terror attribute would be worth it just near the end, just to break people with that one, it's my War of Death person. Black Arts, yeah, we're just working towards Binding Dread. Bark Wolf and Vargeists. How much does that give us? Like 100 gold a turn? I think this is better. That's just crazy. That's extra 8 leadership. Like, all these units are going to be like unbreakable, basically. I mean, they already have, I guess they only have 73 leadership, but like in combat, Benediction and Augury is going to give each one of them 17 extra. Isabella is going to give 3 extra off of that, so that's 20 extra, 8 extra off of what we just got. Her normal aura, I don't even remember. It's going to be like plus 30 leadership or something after everything's added up.
Isabella von Cast.
What do we have here? Augury, Benediction, rank 10, Hunger. I think just Corruption. Zhufbar. They added some extra like graphics and stuff. This is such a great mod, honestly. +1 recruit rank for White Kings, income, upkeep for a lot of stuff. That's just sweet. I like these little incremental things. Like, it doesn't make a huge difference, but it just feels good. It just feels like you want to level this up, even if you can't actually trade the iron. It still just feels like, man, that's cool. Like, I get extra recruit ranks. I get -3% upkeep on all these different things. And it's like, it really, in the long run, probably doesn't matter. Like, it's just really good for min-maxers like me. It's like, yeah, you know. But that's just what there is with Vampire Counts. There's just a lot of little carrots they throw out there that are kind of neat, like different forms of progression that you work on. Especially with this new, like, Blood Kiss mechanic. It's very cool. Very good for min-maxers. Okay, we got 99% corruption there. We have a lot of gold. I mean, I kind of do want growth here, but I kind of feel like we should at least be trying to get up to Graveguard. Although, once again, we don't need it properly right now, so maybe we just keep saving money. I mean, we're thrashing everything with this comp right now, so maybe we just wait. There will come a time where instead of zombies, we're going to need Graveguard for sure against, like, tougher units, but they just aren't teched up enough yet. Like, if they start getting great swords, that's when we're going to need Graveguard. But until then, I think we're just saving money. And if this is already stomping everybody with the zombies, then, you know, why are we going to pay an extra, you know, 1,000 gold for this army every turn, 2,000 gold for this army? Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Good. You don't get extra points for overkill. In fact, you just lose money for overkill. So that's one thing. Sometimes people try to get, like, the most expensive stuff. I think this is going to be in a turn, and I'll expand on that idea a bit more.
Fellow beatless hearts.
Yes, yes, yes.
Insolence.
Come on, dude. I'm murdering all the dwarves for you. I'm doing your work for you, son. Just let me do it. I already paid him off, right? A little bit. Gifts. Okay, so we have 3 more turns of gifts. Who else do you want me? You want me to kill? I don't want to go to war dwarves right now because they're going to start backdooring me. They're going to pop over this wall and start coming at me with like 320 stacks or something. I can smell it. Okay, what do they have over here? I got a little bit, not much. I'm not going to play footsie with them in the mountains right now. We'll go mess with that later. I need to clean up this crap first. Okay. And we just are going to delete this stuff because the greenskins are going to come get it. We're just going to give it to them. It sucks because I would really like for this to be tier 2 right now. I just don't want to babysit it and have to clean up all the rebellions. So we'll come back at it another day. And it's yellow. That's the thing. It's going to cost a lot more gold to upgrade all of this stuff. We're going to get a lot less money from it. Yeah, and it's just going to take way more turns to upgrade all this stuff. It's almost not even worth it. I just want the dwarves to not have it right now. And then I want to take all the green stuff that I can through here. I wish I could gift it to some vampires or just somebody who'd be friendly with me. Can I be friendly with these guys, or they just don't? They're not down with that. That'd be cool if you could, like, get peace with the rebels. It doesn't even let me talk to them. If I could get peace with the rebels... What, do I not know any greenskins? I guess not. If I could get peace with the rebels and then trade with them or something. Okay. But yeah, like I was just talking about, you know, I have people ask me sometimes in some campaigns, well, why do you only have one, you know, why do you only have one army? Why don't you get multiple armies? Or why don't you put walls in every single town? It's like level up every town to the max level and put walls in every single town immediately. And I'm like, well, I want a Ferrari also. I cannot have a Ferrari. It is too expensive. And that's the same concept when you're playing on Legendary, especially Steel Faith makes it your economy even tighter a lot of times, is efficiency is the name of the game. You want to be able to do as much as you possibly can on the map with the least amount of resources. So, you know, if you can win a fight with 17 units instead of 20, you need to win the fight with 17 instead of 20. If you can win it with zombies instead of Graveguard, you need to win it with zombies instead of Graveguard. You know, if you can protect an area... Was that a, oh, they destroyed or was that a Confederation? I thought only Empire proper could confederate. I don't know. Anyways, so that's, you know, that's what's up. Oh, we're going to kill 2 rebellions here, probably. On our way up there. That's nice. Get a little extra cash. Yeah, that's why you don't do 2 armies when you don't need it. Really hard. Okay, if you don't want that, it's fine. Oh no, don't sack it. Don't sack it, Mr. Dwarf. You're going to give me a rebellion. But yeah, you need to do the most with the least in any sort of strategic game. Really in life. A lot of times the goal is to get the most with the least. I mean, that depends. It's not being a slacker, it's just being efficient, you know? For a lot of people. It, you know, once again, depends. It's not always all about the money. But, you know, if you ask most people, hey man, If you could make the same amount of money at your job, but only work half the hours, would you be cool with that? It's like most people be like, yes. I mean, teaching, I want to be there, you know, for the normal amount of time. They just couldn't, like, function if I worked less hours. But, you know, in general, you just want to be efficient. Like, efficiency's good. It's like, hey, man, you want 50% off of this car that you want to buy? Or you want 50% off of this house you'd like to buy? Are you cool with that? It's like, yeah. So it's the same concept, you know, in Warhammer. You want to try to just save as, like, get the most efficient stuff you can get. Particularly on Legendary, because money is not easy to come by with most factions, most of the time. So yeah, I am sitting on 30,000 cash right now, but once again, we're beating everybody with zombies, so we don't need to upgrade. Trust me, we will need that money at some point. Maybe we need to hire like an emergency army to cover something, or maybe, you know, once we get to tier 4, we can immediately grab all the cool buildings that we want, which I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, most of the cool buildings at tier 4 are somewhere around 10,000 gold each. And so if I'm wanting to grab like 3 or 4 cool buildings at tier 4, you know, your bill's going to be 30,000-40,000 gold. So dark essence, or whatever that one's called, the currency. I think to spread corruption. Let's keep that going. Yeah, replenishment's on point. I mean, the stuff that matters already is like full health every fight. So we will get the replenishment, but it's going to matter more when we have quality units instead of always jump. So let's just go ahead and we'll murder this. Okay. All that free low. League, free elo, free ranking, free level up, whatever you want to call it. Winds of Magic would be nice. Now, going over there and dealing with Slayer King is going to be a different story. It's possible that I maybe should not try to mess with him unless I have Graveguard, because Graveguard would slaughter the Slayers. But that's not that much money. I might just go with this, get a little bit of extra Winds of Magic. I think Purple Sun's going to slaughter him too, to be fair. But Purple Sun, I'll tell you what, man. Maybe it's always been that good. I don't know. I'm pretty sure, like, even if it moved faster, it still just, like, deletes people in, like, 1 or 2 seconds. That's what it feels like. And then, like, you know, my vampires are just sitting in it. Like, no effect. I can't believe in all the time I've played Total War Warhammer, I never thought of doing that until like the Wizardman campaign earlier this week. It's like, huh, if I put a large single entity unit and just have them face tank a bunch of stuff and throw a huge vortex spell on there, it's not going to do much damage to that single entity unit. But, especially if it has a lot of armor, but, because armor does actually reduce a lot of magic damage, especially fire damage, if you didn't know that. It's kind of weird, like, why would armor help you against fire? For some reason it does in this game. But yeah, that had never really occurred to me to do that. I just always thought, you know, you're going to get friendly fire with Vortex, so if you're going to use them at all, you have to do it while the enemy's approaching, rather than when they're on top of you. But it's like, if you just gather them all up, you can do it when they're on top of you. Hey, we could do Aspect of Dread. It's kind of cheap. We can have every unit cause terror, potentially. The leadership debuff is also kind of nice. That's more expensive, but that could definitely get humans to run pretty quickly. They're going to have low leadership. Like, drop a Purple Sun on them and then Doom of Darkness, and they're going to run. Could also just drop down and do some spread corruption, but we've got so much of that right now. Maybe Aspect. What are we fighting? We're fighting a bunch of humans. We're fighting a bunch of dwarves. The Banshee removes their immunity to psychology. I think it checks per unit. There's like a certain percentage chance they'll run per unit, but I don't know if there are like, you know, 10 terror-causing units near you. So I don't know if it checks 10 times or if it just checks once every so often if there's a terror-causing unit. in close. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that one up. If anyone knows, you know, let us know in the comment. So, for example, does it matter if you have one terror-causing unit near another unit, or if you have 10 terror-causing units near the unit? Is there a higher percentage chance if there are 10 than 1? It seems like there should be, but then if that's the case, if there are 10 terror-causing units, like, it seems like it would almost be an automatic, like, route if they're at 30 leadership or whatever the threshold is for terror. I think they have to be at 30 or less leadership remaining before terror can make them run. I think, doesn't it say it's like if they're at low leadership? I'm not really sure. I know they're more likely to run as the leadership goes down. So it's 2 leadership spells, either this, which flat out lowers their leadership by 22, which is really powerful, or Aspect of the Dreadnought. I guess we'll just do Doom and Darkness. I don't really think Fate of Bune is worth, considering how good Purple Sun is. Okay, we'll just do that. 11. Okay, we have Dark Benediction. Corruption. Don't have Dark Benediction yet. Could get that. Could also just do Replenishment. It's just replenishment on her then. It's Grave Ward. Missile. Nah. Okay, 2 points, elusive. Okay.
Bring them death! Into darkness.
Black cat. What's the spirit? Alright. Good cat check. Dark arts. Do we need any of this stuff? I mean, we could get this for the dwarfs, because we're about to fight those crazy dwarfs. That's nice, but it doesn't really affect... I mean... Yeah, it doesn't affect combat that much. So maybe we just go ahead and go for this, just for more melee attack. Oh, bats, wolves. Hergeist. Let's go with that. No, it's okay. This dude. What was I? I don't even remember what I was going. Oh, I was going for scouting. Yeah, we could go for Curse of Years, but let's go with scouting, and then eventually we'll get a corpse card one more turn, which would be sweet. Okay, we've got Benediction, got Hunger, Immortal Wills, and let's just real quick. There's the Spirit. No, she doesn't have very much. Black Cat. Enchanted item. Causes terror. Okay, we can put that on. She's got the potion. Put her on one of these. Sure. Alright, casting item. Earthing Rod. Doesn't matter. Black Cat, sure. Magic resist. Oh, I want to magic resistant Banshee. Let me check one more vampire here. Make sure everybody's got a black cat. Okay. Everyone who can get one. Cool. How much public order are we getting from characters here? Corruption 8 characters plus 6. Okay, so it's not super insane, but
Join me for dinner.
okay. We could hit these dwarves, they'll probably run, but we might be able to run them down.
I am darkness.
Don't run too far. Okay, I got him.
Night comes. His lady.
These dwarves are gonna get slaughtered. I think with this, it's less than 1,000. I think we could do that. It won't give us 24 total, but it'll give us 10 turns of extra magic, which is relevant. We do have so much gold. Just go with that. Rod, Restless Spirit. Spirit, okay, so we got Raven stuff. Like every point just feels like it's freaking sweet. Like on her, man. Like most of them just feel very consequential. Could go for extra Winds of Magic here. I mean, this is so damn good. Like when we get that though. I guess we'll go with this and just work towards that. Addiction, corruption. Sure. Vampires also have a lot of really, really good points. Like, you're just never going to waste points on on vampires. Like, it's hard. You have to really go out of your way to try to waste points. Because then we can just start getting a bunch of extra magic. And just basically have every spell up all the time. With, like, you know, whatever, 100 extra Winds of Magic and, like, 7 arcane conduits constantly just cranking them out where it's just always on. The late game potential of these things is pretty intense. Now, where do we want to go? Do we want to go for him?
Begone.
God, that's scary. Sort of. Is it, though? Is it? I mean, that's definitely scarier than anything we've fought so far, for sure. Are they building stuff here? Got some garrison.
Isabella.
On the flip side, we could come over here and like punch these guys in the face.
By Sigma, no!
I think we need to get these guys out of here.
You dare? There are possibilities here, yes.
6
But
turns.
first we must negotiate.
Forget that.
Fellow beatless hearts.
We're beating down
Let us
dwarves.
know.
Come on, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and just... I guess we'll try to fight that up there. It feels like super greedy to try to fight that with zombies. But... I mean, that might be a place where Sylvanian crossbows could be okay, is against the Slayers, but... Are Slayers really going to carve these guys up? It's possible. They do a lot of damage. But they don't have very high HP, do they? Or do they?
Don't think so.
Yeah, it's pretty high. They're unbreakable, so they will not run. They do a lot of extra melee attack and defense. I mean, there's only like 5 of them, 6 of them though, with a couple of heroes. That flame damage is actually kind of a big deal, as that will tear through my zombies.
Let us talk.
These have extra fire. No. Okay, so the hunger is not worried about flame.
You need me.
We could come over here and hire a couple more Vargeists. At least one more. if we want to go for Averheim first and then try to clean this stuff up. Or we could just grab Eschen. The problem is right now, if we go for Eschen, then we don't have anything else we can do. Like, we can run and try to go after Karakadrin, but I think we're going to be too far off sides to do that. So I think we have to come over here and clean this up. Because we can't get these guys for 6 more turns, so...
I know the way.
Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and work towards Graveguard, because we're probably going to need that at some point against those Slayers. Most likely. We'll probably have to upgrade this. So we can go ahead and have this building while we are... while we're going over there cleaning up Averheim. This is going to be, what, 27... We might as well start these buildings while we have the building discount people here. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start that up. So we're not going to go for the corpse cart, although it is tempting. How many turns on this? It's going to take a lot of turns to level that up. But over here, we're still going at a decent clip. Could get, in order to get the Cairn race, we need one of these. Race, probably not that good against dwarves, though. Great against humans. Fantastic against humans, but not that great. Now, we don't want that against those dwarves, though. We want Graveguard. Hope for their special units. Okay. That's all good for that. Blah, blah, blah. We looked at most of this stuff. We tried. Payments. Gift. I mean, I guess they will pay us out every now and then. I can actually use them to scout for me, potentially. I don't think I can vassalize them, though. That'd be pretty cool, but... They like our style. They're like, hey man, y'all are murdering everybody. I'm down. Let's do this. Okay, next turn we'll have them pay for the military alliance. Usually beastmen don't like anybody, but we are killing all the right people for them. They don't like us. Negative 50 aversion, but they're like, well... You're kind of murdering everybody. I don't know what Rebellion 41 means, but...
So, what? Who calls?
Well, they're kind of starting to like us. Because we're murdering Templehof. They don't really care that we're murdering all the other humans. I mean...
I want to parley with the dead. Be gone.
If y'all want to trade with us, I'll let you live for a little while longer.
Yes?
I mean, everybody's got to die at some point, guys. I don't know why they're being so salty about me running around murdering everybody. Okay. Just trying to, like, blight all of your land and, you know, just take over your cities. Just, you know. Not a big deal. Just have to drink a little blood every now and then. See some Vargulfs running through your town, but, you know, whatever. Just, just go about your business, you know what I mean? Dwarves confederated with Zhufbar. Interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, we kind of pushed Zhufbar to the limit there. They were out of stuff. That's why I really wish these dwarves would go over and beat on Manfred a little bit. Not kill him, but just, like, you know, hurt him. Just put a whooping to him. So I have a couple of Empire Knights. Okay, yeah, we can crush that. Not, obviously not with this, but... Now we could try to vassalize Stirland. if we wanted to, that would give us a kiss, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, Ripper Tribe got destroyed. Okay, well that's why they were so keen on broing up with us. They'll be back though, probably, with another Beast Tribe that shows up. Oh no, a rebellion. I mean, we could farm this rebellion. Oh, it is a vampire rebellion though. That means, damn it, that means they're gonna burn it. I mean, it's not insane, but plus 50%. So we get a bunch of magic, but we're likely to have some serious miscast chance. Okay. I mean, we can heal ourselves, though. Just for punishment. I mean, augury is pretty good. We could give her some extra melee attack in there. It's like 3 per point. I don't know if this replenishment stacks. I could just be, you know, wasting my time here, but I feel like in the past it did. It definitely increased mobility. Faux show.
Countess of Sylvania.
Yeah, technically we don't need this in our, you know, main town. We could put it in a secondary, but it's relatively safe in our main town. Okay, well, what do we do here? We can kill this. It'll help us level up a little bit. Maybe give us an item, give us a little cash. I hate, like, sitting there farming rebellions, though. It's just not super fun to watch or interact with. We just let them burn it. And then they'll come back and repopulate it eventually. I guess I put so much corruption in there. Yeah, I put 32% in there in just a couple of turns. Yeah, let's just go murder these guys first. Get them out of there. Now, do we want to get this last Vargeist? We'd have to chill here for a turn. Will it? I'm kind of curious if this is going to let us hire 2 Vargeist, because it says unit capacity +1 for all units. So it looks like you could go over the limit 1 time. But at the same time, I think we can only have 4 of them because they're elite. So it's not going to matter anyways. That does give us 1 extra recruit rank for everybody, though. So we might as well pop into this stance. Let's see, 25%. We have to be outside the town to get into this stance, though. Like right here. Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Dance macabre. Bow.
Damn it, it's 50%, isn't it? I don't know why I said 25%. I think I'm just too tired. Sitting in here will save us 10% upkeep, so that does give us, you know, like an extra 600 gold while we wait. So maybe that's better than 1 chevron. I don't know. Armory. Okay, so these... Oh, they're only special units. Okay. So I can have 6 of these in an army. That is music to my ears. Okay, well maybe we should go ahead and upgrade this then. Okay. So that's, what, 4 turns? So maybe we can get that next turn. How much? This takes 2 turns to hire one of these, but they're so strong. eventually we're probably going to have to get rid of one of those, you know, in order to make room for other big units like a Vargul for a Black Coach, or, you know, some whatever, vampire foot soldiers. I can't imagine the vampire foot soldiers would be counted as special units. I think the Grave Guard will likely be considered a special unit, but we'll see. I was really thinking these were going to be elite units, but that's nice. It's a welcome surprise. Okay, so we worked on all that stuff. A few turns on these things.
My kin. I am that will stop.
Cairns coming for us. Everybody's coming for us. They can come get it. Okay. I think we did all our buildings. Alright. Once again, not necessarily that we need that Vargulf, or the extra Vargeist, so I would like to roll with the minimum, but I feel like we're starting to get a bit greedy at this point versus those dwarves if we don't have one more Vargeist. You know, it is an extra 230 gold. Don't want to go crazy with our income here, but we do have we are getting to a pretty comfortable level. And the zombies just may not do it for us. Especially once we start going up against...
On thy knees! Then and only then shall I hear thine words.
Hell no. Yeah, I think we're going to need those against... I mean, we may not need them against the dwarves, but... Man, it sounds a little goofy. Well, they have a bunch of slayers. You know, why would you want to get these? Well, the reason is they're not all slayers. You know, we can just put a bunch of zombies in front of the slayers and just let them have at it. You know, we can use our necromancer to hire some zombies up on them. And that'll keep them busy for a while, I think. But, not everybody's a zombie, though. You know, that'll help us clean up the rest of their stuff. And we're going to need them against, like, great swords and things like that eventually. And they're just great in
do
sieges.
not bandy words with the weak. Leave me.
Why is he speaking for me? Sure, whatever. Come get it. Get in line. He is still kind of guarding this door against things like Ostland and more dwarves coming through to an extent. The first time these got through here, that was pretty slick. It's pretty slick by the AI to sneak past this, to pick off Templehof, siege them, cancel the siege, and come over. So that was a pretty interesting move. Okay, Zhufbar is going down.
Cease.
Very soon.
I will not obey.
20 stack,
Not possible.
10, what are they?
Not likely.
How do they even get these units? That's a ton of spears. Okay, they've upgraded this to a tier 3 already. Alright. Moot. Work bad. 12. Sees Doom and Darkness. Okay, so now we can do it on everybody. Good. Benediction. Spread corruption. Black Cat Spirit. Making sure. Black Cat Spirit. Okay.
I refuse.
So next turn we'll have our Vargulf. Should be all good. This we're gonna have to have a few turns. Level that up. Fire that up while we get the discount. Okay, now we could bring in another lord here if we wanted to, one of those special lords, if we need an extra army. We're getting close. We're getting close. Not quite there, though. Should Spread the covens will help a lot. And eventually getting a discount on the wraiths. I definitely am very interested in getting the wraith upgrades. Since they only count as special. We'll see about the Tomb Guard. If the Tomb Guard are also only special, then, or the Grave Guard, then we might get some of this over here. We'll see. 11 turns, so we can upgrade that to tier 4. Be glorious. Okay. So we're gonna get our last guard dice, and we're gonna go over and beat down, get some Averheim revenge. Now, I don't know if you kill the same legendary, or like if you kill the same legendary lord, if you get another blood kiss, or it only works once per lord. Or once per vassal. So to stop abuse cases. So you can't just like vassalize murder, and just like spam the kisses. Kind of like, you know, the normal game quests, whenever it says you must take over 6 towns and you get so much money, if you end up taking over the same towns, it doesn't count that. You have to take over new towns. Ooh, there's Ostland. Okay, so Ostland's kind of creeping on us now. All of our stuff has walls. All of our remaining towns have walls. So we only have 3 towns? 3 proper towns. These are about to get burned by vampires. So yeah, we only have 3 towns right now. We've got a lot of money. We have a hell of an army, though. A lot of upgrades. Zhufbar besieged, okay. Dark Benediction is good. Do we just go for replenish? I mean, we're basically going to get like 100% every turn. I guess we just go ahead and try to finish Dark Benediction here. We have so much replenishment. Corruption, replenishment. So we can just get augury here. Make sure that no matter how spread out they are, everybody's given the dark benediction to everybody else. Now, I'm almost those do not stack. But if they are spread out, the in-combat stuff doesn't stack if it has the same name, I'm pretty sure. But the out-of-combat stuff, I think, does stack. I wish they would tell you, like, what percentage of health regen you're getting and things like that. Or maybe, does this say? Campaign effects. English success chance. Okay, it doesn't tell us casualty replenishment rate. And that's just for all the stuff that she's giving, not that everyone else is giving. She personally is giving like plus 22% campaign movement range. Okay. Everyone else is all good. Alright, well, let's go murder him.
No.
This is what, 5?
Absolutely
25. It's 34 units versus my 20. It's pretty crazy.
I cannot.
Okay, they have a 20 stack coming in. I think it's just like 3 or 4 turns for Fort Oberstyre. We can just run through their territory also. Alright, let's just hit this so they can't run. Graphic card, like, has a meltdown, I guess. I don't know why it's moving like a slideshow. But alright, let's fight him. Okay, now we do have that miscast chance. So
Vampire! The von Karstein's march! Vampire! We surpass Nagash!
definitely gonna have some miscast up in here.
Isabella von Karstein!
But that should be alright. Okay, so I don't know. We could definitely kill that. That's just a handful of junk that's gonna come rolling in.
His lady! We surpass Nagash!
Their time has come.
We don't even need to pull the zombies in there, I don't think.
Vampire! Tremble, mortals!
I guess we can throw them in there and just get some meat. We're not gonna waste any magic on them though. So it's 98. I'm gonna see what their leadership is. They're 88 leadership. 98 leadership. I don't think the aura is starting to get into the fight though. Like once we get into this fight, we'll see what these leadership auras do.
Your desire? Your desire?
105 leadership, 117 leadership, 118 leadership.
Vampire! Sylvania rules the night!
Yeah, so
Quickly!
they're pretty much all unbreakable.
End them!
These guys are like, well, damn.
Isabella von Karstein!
This dude's trying to run. With a hammer guy.
Ulrich's teeth! Retreat! Yes!
God. I would be scared as hell if I was over in this army. You just see all of these guys just get ripped up. This reminds me of like a Game of Thrones hard home. Minor spoiler. It was like 2 or 3 seasons ago though. It's really cool. It won't matter. You won't. It's kind of a given. You can sort of get a feel something bad's gonna happen when they go hard. That was probably one of the best adaptations from the book in the whole show, by the way. I think the best adaptation was Hard Home. What's the name of that town? Interactions between Arya and Tywin at Harrenhal. That whole Harrenhal thing was fantastic. Season 2. I love Season 2. It was so great. Come on. So, rein it in. Vampires. Let's go.
Vampire!
Fantastic. I kind of like what they did with, actually, let's... Is he not dead yet?
What?
Yeah, just actually kill this dude.
Bring death!
Roll off too much.
Swiftly!
I kind of like what they did with the mutineers or whatever. I think that was season 2 also. I think that was different from the books. That was okay. One thing I didn't like how they handled cold hands. At first, I didn't like the Lady Stoneheart thing in the show. Try not to be like as spoilery as possible. People that haven't seen it, even though that stuff has been out for years. You should definitely 100% go see it. I know there's a lot of hype around the show, and like a lot of times stuff that's overhyped kind of sucks, but it really, really is a very, very good show. Particularly for the first 3 seasons are my favorite. Season 4 is still really good. 5's pretty good. 6 and 7 start to get not as good, but only because they're held to the same standard as 1 through 3. They're still way better than anything else on TV. I think 6 and 7 are like, they're really far up the list. It's like saying, damn, you won 3 championship rings, and then the next season you like, losing Game 7 of the finals or something. It's like, that's still really good. It's just, you just didn't win, like you did those first 3 seasons. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, they got mortars. Okay, time to go.
Vampire! At once! Swiftly!
Hope y'all weren't expecting any sun today. About to be a purple moon, boys. Ladies are bringing the moon for you.
Swiftly!
Oh, they're diminished, actually. We gotta chill for a second. We don't want to be too, What are they firing? They're firing back. I'm gonna wait on them to get their vigor back for a little bit. They have been doing a lot of running around murdering, so. That's like a lot of units. Whoa. It doesn't really matter if the zombies, if they're kind of tired, then whatever. Why are we fading? Okay, active. These guys are vigor, like, resistant. So they don't get tired very easily. Just solid. Okay, so they are back to full. She's still chilling a little bit. Dada. Ooh, okay. Y'all ready yet or what? Okay, we're ready.
Do not mock me. All life must end.
Is that Dada? Is that Dada really? Oh, look, she's going for the pole, huh? Yeah.
Vampire.
A book. A book. You got a book already? Are you? Are you ready? Is she kind of tired? Ooh.
At once.
Tammy, put her in timeout. Just say, get your hands off my daughter. Tried to beat her with a stick or something. Okay.
Blood magic. Vampire. Noble of the night. Vampire.
Night, night, Rory. Did you have fun?
We are the
We'll hang out. Once you later. Yeah, when you wake up, we'll hang out. Okay, let's just get all of these.
Blood magic.
Taking a little beating here. Some of these units. Night, night. There's so many spears. Holy. Let's get down here and get these.
With haste, now!
At once.
Ooh, wow.
We
These
are
are taking a
immortal.
beating for sure.
Crush the breathers.
What we can do here.
Agreed. Life is a phase.
Get out. What's happening? Okay. They're in space. Alright, those are probably gonna die.
All before us will perish.
Get that over here. Get her out of there.
Swiftly! Blood frenzy! For Isabella, I serve my sire! To war!
Oh, not him. Hey, kill this lord. Get this dude off me.
Vampire! It is time. With haste!
Okay, yeah, the Black Knights are done. So.
The living will join us!
Oh my god, the focus fire is real.
At once! Swiftly! I am immortal!
Hey, let's come over here and just like, oh, let's just group up.
The Von Carstein's march!
We have to shut that crap up. Get up. Go murder them.
Vampire! We are the new order!
Jesus, they're going after this necro hard. Bunch of purples on. 16.
Die! Necromancer! I'm in your thrall!
We got him. Oof. That was kind of a spicy one there.
Vampire!
How many did she kill? 1,000 units. She got off 3 purple suns. How many did he kill? 1 death wind killed 100. Yeah, it's nowhere close.
I'm in your thrall!
1,000 units with that purple sun.
Vampire!
Oh my lord.
At once! Swiftly!
Get over here. Yeah, murder all of these things. They're gonna... They might be able to regroup. I don't think so, because they're in the town, but... How much is she healing? She's healing, it's like 3 per second, so it's not a lot when you're near the Necromancer, but it's something.
Now! Blood frenzy!
That is some spice. I would moon them right here to get even more, but I think they're in the. I think they're all gonna die. They're in the town. We lost our Black Knights. Those things just always end up dying. I don't know. I mean, it's because I don't micro them well enough, but they just require so much attention. There's just so much else going on with these heroes. Like, they all have little abilities and things you gotta keep up with. I'd almost certainly rather have Karen Wraith than the Black Knights. I mean, Karen Wraith can flank too. They can go run down archers. They're not quite as fast, but they're close. So she got a lot of kills with that scroll that she had. It's just like 1 dot dot dot. It's like we don't have enough digit spaces for this. Wow, these killed 156. 300. It's because they just basically mowed down units of zombies. Each of these did a pretty good job. don't know about Pyrrhic victory. I mean, I lost 2 packs of zombies. I guess I lost a Black Knight too, but... Okay. I mean... Now, yes, they are vampires, but I had like 1,000 units. They had like 4,000. It was still a 20 stack on whatever this number is. Like 34. Now, we can awaken Sterling. If we do awaken Sterling, we would have to break the treaty with him. I think if we awaken him, we do get a kiss, which would be nice. We did just kill a legendary lord, so we get a kiss for that. Or we got a kiss for that. So I guess that means if you kill the same legendary lord again, you get another kiss. So we could liberate him and then kill him. We'd have to wait 10 turns, though. I really don't want to wait that. Unless, I don't want to turn Varn Karstein. I want to try to confederate with him ASAP. Okay, so I guess we'll just occupy.
No mercy!
Get some more corruption rolling in. Weird Eternal Flame. Plus 6% weapon damage and gives fire damage on everything. Okay. 2 battles against, okay, Empire Provinces. Yes. Okay. Get there soon enough. Yeah, I guess we just go with more scouting. Oh, corpse cart for sure. Yeah, that's actually huge. You're slow as hell with that, but that extra 10 melee defense, 10 melee attack is definitely worth. Now that might slow down my movement on the campaign map. Not sure. I think it like takes your average movement into account.
That is
How far you can move. What are we at? We're 13. God, this time just freaking flies. Okay, so we got the moot. We got a building. That's actually a really good one to start with, the growth. Corruption's going up a lot. 33 corruption. How are dwarves coming over here yet? They are mustering stuff. They're summoning stuff over here, but they are not there yet. This stuff's gonna get burned eventually. Got that going over here. Waiting a few turns on that. 13 turns for like more growth and income from cities. We obviously don't have a lot of cities right now, but a lot of money. Okay, well, probably just bring in more zombies. For now, and then we'll replace them eventually. So it's 400 with 45 upkeep, or we can summon them for 45. We'll just summon them next turn. There's almost always a lot of zombies. Like, sometimes you want to save your stock in this stuff for when you really need it, but that'll be fine. Anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did. Tell your friends about it. Check out the rest of the content on the channel. Stop by the stream sometime, starting around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'd love to have you. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day.